Hey Shred Monkeys, how you doing? It's Rob Chappers here. I thought it was about time that I taught you a tune. I've been lollygagging around showing you techniques and modal arpeggiations and all sorts of infernal craziness, but we should really learn a solid, good and honest tune. However, Rob Chappers can't teach you someone else's tune, that would be illegal. Chappers doesn't do illegal. But what I can do is teach you one of mine. So here is my tune, Bleed the Light, in 4 separate lessons. This is lesson 1, commencing with the intro. Such wondrous music is at your disposal with simple practice. So my furry friends, let's commence with tuning. I am in E flat, which means that every string is tuned down 1 semitone or 1 fret. Here are your tuning notes. But my E string is tuned down, is drop D, so actually it's D flat. So the intro, the first chord of our progression in Bleed the Light is actually just a D power chord. And what I've got here is my first finger on the 5th fret A string, my 3rd finger and little finger on the D and G strings, both at the 7th fret. Now you can play the thick E string open because it's tuned to a D. So you get a D bass and then a D octave, followed by 5th and an octave again. The next chord is a C for Chappers. I'm not sure which way around it should be, but one of these is the right way around for me. And all we're going to do is take this D chord back a whole tone, pop our first finger up onto this D flat string, and we're going to give ourselves a nice C power chord, but it's going to have an additional 4th below the octave. Now that is jawsome. So you get 2 chords of power. A pound of power for you from Chappers Land. Now once you've done this, we're going to perform a fiddly widdly tricky bit with the fingers. Coming up now. So how do I perform such miracles of twiddly widdliness? Well, it's very simple. Firstly, I practice very slowly. Secondly, I follow the monkey tips. First tip, play with soft fingers, little soft monkey paws. You must be gentle, you mustn't be strong. The stronger you are, the more you're fighting yourself. That's a bad thing, Holmes. Second thing, you want to use hybrid picking. Hybrid picking, so we're using a pick and the little fingers here. Make it all really smooth and ergonomic and special. Third thing, you want to have a great guitar like a Paul Reed Smith Custom 24. So Twiddly Widdly Lick comes in 3 parts. Here is part 1. We're going to start with my finger placement of the right hand. We're going to have the plectrum rested securely on top of our bass E string, which is now tuned to D flat. We're going to have our swearing finger placed underneath the A string. It was an A string, it's now an A flat. We're going to place our ring finger underneath the D string, was a D string, you guessed it, it's now a D flat. So those fingers are prepared to pick and pluck at our will. We're then going to take our left paws, commencing with an open bass string. We're going to hammer with our ring finger upon the 3rd fret. We're then going to pluck the A string and hammer with our 2nd finger. We're then going to pluck an open D string. And you get this. Second part of Widdly Twiddly thing, we're going to start with our 3rd finger on this 3rd fret E string. We're going to pick it with the plectrum. slider, it's a whole goddamn tone. Simplistic in its form. Once you've achieved this slide, you're going to pluck the A string and hammer onto the 3rd fret with your 1st finger. We're then going to pluck the D string, which will be vaguely muted underneath the 1st string and cause kind of a harmonic pop, a bit like this. Like that. Hear that? It's like a kind of a... And finally, our 1st finger will now pull off from whence it was. It was at the 3rd fret A string. And you get this. And the last part of Twiddly Widdly Thing is simple. We take our 1st and 2nd fingers, place them on the D string, we pick the 3rd fret, pull off to the 2nd, and pull off to the 1st. Like this. Put all together, what do you got? So the commencing intro is clean. After there you get the same riff, you get it dirty. So here is the same riff, dirty, and you want to palm mute the twiddly widdly part to make it stop from sounding crap, is it? After one round of the dirty intro riff, the 2nd dirty intro riff commences with a slidden octave, which is like this. Here it is close up. And to round the whole musical shenanigan off, we finish with a simple blues lick in D. So all I've done there is hit my open D string, I've fretted the 2nd fret and bended a semitone, I've plucked an open D string while maintaining that bend, I've then re-picked the bend and returned it, and then pulled off to an open D. And then I've hit a stinger. The stinger at the end is simply one note held while a 2nd note is bent. I did this quite a lot, it's a nice effect. My 1st finger, digit, poor monkey claw, is at the 10th fret E string, and my 3rd finger is at the 13th fret B. My 2nd finger is behind my 3rd finger on the same string, supporting the bend that is about to commence, and you get this. And all I'm doing there is keeping my 1st finger stationary while bending up my 2nd and 3rd on the B string up a whole tone for yo. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Parts 2 and parts 3 to follow, probably one a week because I'm a busy man. And if you like what you see here, if you have any questions, maybe hit me for a video lesson. And why not? Hey, why not subscribe to Chappers? And the box, there's a little box that says subscribe. Click it now. Lastly, because I'm a generous Monkey King, I've decided to give you all a free backing track for this tune. It will be available from my website, www.robchappers.com, within a few weeks from now. So practice what you've got here, hit my website, grab a free backing track. I'll see you all in heaven.